From 9 News, this is your news today.
Morning and thank you for your company. This is your news today, streaming on 9 Now and YouTube. Here are the stories making headlines this Tuesday. Traditional owners outraged over the Gvili Island dingo cull. Plus, 843 days later, Israel recovers the remains of the last hostage held in Gaza. And tennis bad boy Nick Kyrgios caught clubbing hours before his Australian Open loss.
We begin, though, with the extreme bushfire disaster in Victoria, where record temperatures and heavy wind gusts are expected to spread already out-of-control fires. Let's go live to Selena Zhang in Melbourne. Selena, good morning to you. These are the worst heatwave conditions since Black Saturday.
Yeah, Carl, we're expecting an 8-day heat wave, so 8 days of temperatures above 40 degrees for the state's north. And we haven't seen those conditions since those 2009 Black Summer bushfires. Today in Melbourne, it's set to reach 45 degrees, but it's those towns further up north, like Mildura and Swan Hill, that are set to push 50. At the moment, there are out-of-control bushfires burning in the Otways in the state's southwest, as well as up near the Victorian-New South Wales border, as well, and the Alpine region as well. So authorities are really preparing for the worst to come, Carl.
Thank you, Selena. A chilling crime menu has been released, revealing the low price it takes for Sydney's Underworld to order gangland-style hits. Let's go live to Jack Hahn in Parramatta with the details. Jack, good morning to you. So police are worried children could be carrying out these crimes.
And that's because of how low these prices are, Sarah. We're talking about just $1,000 to get someone assaulted, $5,000 for grievous bodily harm, $6,000 to have someone kidnapped and tortured, and $10,000 for a home to be set on fire. These are the types of crimes that sadly we report on far too often here in Western Sydney. Particularly this morning, police are concerned that some of those crimes may be attributable to this list. And Police Commissioner Mal Lanyon telling The Telegraph he's worried that children could be carrying out these crimes, again, given how shockingly low those numbers are. Sarah.
Jack, thank you. Police in Western Australia have raided the home of a man accused of causing a bomb scare at an Invasion Day rally in Perth CBD. Officers arrested the 31-year-old after he allegedly threw a homemade explosive at protesters, triggering a mass evacuation.
The device that was located contained ball bearings, contained screws, and those items were wrapped around an unknown at this stage liquid in a glass container. This was responded to as a mass casualty event, a potential mass casualty event.
Police safely removed the device before it could go off. The man remains in police custody.
At least 9 of the 10 dingoes involved in the fatal attack on Canadian backpacker Piper James on Gvili have now been euthanised. The cull has sparked fury among the island's traditional owners, who say they weren't consulted by the Queensland government. Increased ranger patrols will continue in the coming weeks. One of New South Wales' most popular lookouts has been shut down due to a viral social media surge in visitors, creating safety risks and environmental damage. Blue Mountains Mayor Mark Greenhill has deemed Lincoln's Rock inherently dangerous as tourists ignore warnings so they could mimic K-pop star Jenny Jane's famous cliff edge video. The site will remain closed until at least April. An entire Olympic village will have to be squeezed into Brisbane's heritage-listed Showgrounds, despite being only 1/3 the size of Paris's accommodation. Construction on the 2032 Athletes Village is scheduled to start early next year for 15,000 athletes. The height and how many towers are needed have not been confirmed.
At least 13 people have died as a severe storm sweeps across the United States. More than 800,000 people remain without power this morning as temperatures plummet below -40 degrees Celsius in some states. More than 30 centimetres of snow blanketed states from Arkansas to New England, causing chaos on the roads, and more than 13,000 flights were also cancelled. The remains of the final Israeli hostage have been identified and returned from Gaza, marking a pivotal moment in the US brokered ceasefire plan. Let's go live to Mimi Becker in London. Mimi, this is a devastating milestone for the family.
Cull, it is. Ron Gvili was 24 years old. He was a police officer, and it's understood he was shot on October 7, the day Hamas launched its attack against Israel. His body was then taken into Gaza, but now, more than 840 days later, he's finally home, returned to his family. His sister speaking just moments ago.
Mr. President, when you look at our eyes and you said, we're going to bring Ron home, and you promise us, and we believe you, and we're thankful for this.
This development triggers the second phase of the ceasefire or the peace plan. It means the Rafah crossing will open later this week. That's the crossing between Gaza and Egypt. Cull.
Thank you, Mimi. The European Union has launched a probe into Elon Musk's AI tool, Grok, on X over concerns it has been used to create sexualised images of women and children. Regulators will examine whether Grok is living up to its obligations under the EU's Digital Services Act, which is designed to keep internet users safe from harmful content and products.
More than 600 medical experts are calling for school students to be given a mandatory designated time to apply sunscreen. In an open letter penned to federal ministers, health professionals called for stricter sun-safe measures with the hopes to make applying sunscreen a daily norm for teenagers. Footage has emerged of Nick Kyrgios at a nightclub in Melbourne's CBD just hours before losing his Australian Open mixed doubles match. He was filmed front and centre at Bar Bambi, partying into the early hours of Monday morning before his game with Leylah Fernandez that afternoon. Kyrgios and Fernandez were knocked out in the second round of the AO, losing in 2 straight sets. We all know an Australia Day barbecue never goes astray, but this one in Sydney's inner west may very well take the cake. A group of men in Strathfield have used a skip bin to cook up their public holiday feast, taking the ultimate sausage sizzle to new heights. Turns out one man's trash really is another man's lunch.
I do hope they clean that skip bin out
was in it?
thoroughly.
I don't know.
What was in it?
The aromas of
Yes.
the rubbish inside.
Often you like smoky meat, but I'm not sure what that would have been tinged.
Looks pretty good to me. I'd be in. Actress Sydney Sweeney has sparked controversy after climbing the Hollywood sign to hang up her bras.
Yes, let's go live now to Reid Butler in Hollywood. Reid, this was all a big publicity stunt. Surprise, surprise.
And guys, Sydney Sweeney has learnt the hard way. If you do want to climb up on the Hollywood sign and pin a bunch of your bras on it, you need to get permission first. It's obvious. So she's done that to promote the launch of her new underwear line, but the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce didn't know she was planning to do it, touch the sign, climb up, and they're furious. She could potentially be facing vandalism and trespassing charges. She's been a headline magnet lately, so watch this space. But Carl mentioned earlier, it is pretty treacherous up there, so maybe later in the morning we'll show you the kind of lengths she had to go to in the name of publicity, because it wasn't an easy feat to get up there on the sign, but hopefully worth it for Sydney Sweeney, otherwise she's in trouble.
It'll be a great
She's used to
mugshot.
it. Thank you, Reid. Well, taking a look at the weather across the country for you now on a big day weather-wise, with temperatures in the high 40s expected across much of Victoria and some parts of South Australia.
And that heat will extend into areas of western New South Wales and southwest Queensland, with numerous fire danger warnings in place.